Hello everyone, I'm Will from Insert Controller, or more commonly known as Chog in the realms of the internet, and today I want to discuss something that's relating to Killing Floor but also the industry in general. Now, if you're a fan of the game or you've just been looking about the internet in terms of gaming news recently, you'll probably know that Killing Floor 2 has been announced, which is like one of the best things ever in terms of, as far as I'm concerned, considering that Killing Floor, maybe not now, but back when I first started PC gaming, it was one of my best games ever. I loved it, and it may not seem like much in the grand scheme of things, but I've got over like 300 hours of it, which is great. And I'm not going to go into detail about why it's the best game ever, because, to be honest, after 2.5 million copies sold on Steam, I think it should be pretty obvious. But the one thing that I want to discuss in terms of the sequel is the fact that, while I'm incredibly excited for it, the fact that it's coming to Steam Early Access, according to the PC Gamer article, that kind of worries me for a number of reasons. Now, I'm in the whole boat with those kind of people that disagree with the fact that Early Access is a good thing. It may have its ups and it may have its advantages in terms of helping out the developers and providing like very useful feedback for development and stuff. But for the consumer, I think it's becoming a bit of a bad practice in more ways than one, because, you know, you're slapping down, depends on how much the game costs really, but when it comes down to it, you're slapping down money for an unfinished game, and depending on how well the devs handle that and how much it's into it, how early it is in development, you know, it's just, it could end up being really bad or really good. It's kind of like the Wild West at the minute in terms of early access titles, because there's that many of them on Steam. It's a bit crazy. What perk do I want to play as? Let's play Support Specialist. But yeah, it's really strange at the minute in terms of early access titles. There's that many of them, and some are really good. I mean, I've heard like good things about Starbound, and that's like early access title. But then on the other hand, there's loads of other early access titles, like that stupid little game that turned out to be a scam. Something like, was it Earth Defense or? It was something stupid. Something about a robot, and it was like pretty much a very poor tech demo. It was terrible. Boom. Anyway, it's been a while since I played this perk. Well, actually, it's been a while since I played the game, actually. But, yeah, I think Early Access has the potential to become either really bad or really good. Now, in terms of Killing Floor, or Killing Floor 2, rather, it could either be, as I say, really good or really bad. I mean, personally, I don't want to put down money for an unfinished game, because I've been burned on that before. I put down money for Contagion, and while Contagion is like really solid in terms of gameplay, when I put down, like, I think I bought it on Alpha or something like that, but when I put down my money for it, I was expecting a lot more content than was actually there. Of course, you can just say, oh, well, it was early access, but, you know, the game's released now, and I would have expected more content there. And like Total Biscuit says, there's no time frame for the early access. You can just say, oh, it's still in early access, when you have all your intended features and you still can keep updating it. I think my concern boils down to we don't know when the time frame for the actual release is in terms of early access to release. Like, the days of betas are completely gone now in terms of like the Halo 3 beta and the Halo Reach beta, where you'd potentially get it for free, or it's like a closed beta scheme. It comes out like a couple of months, quite a few months before the actual game releases, to test out, you know, numerous features, get loads of feedback for a certain amount of time, then they'll go away, refine it, and then everyone's happy. Those days are gone now. It just seems like continuous development, and I don't understand where you can draw the line, because while Counter-Strike Global Offensive had a beta program, a closed beta program, it still kept being updated, and it was nothing like release as it is now. So if you think about it, they could have kept the beta going until like a couple of months ago, where they, you know, they keep tweaking it every now and again. But that's the thing with it. Who draws the line, and what is a complete product?
Oh, creepy crawlies. I suppose the little bastards jump too.
I bet they do. But I guess I just have a lot of concern for Killing Floor 2 at the minute. It may seem bad of me, but being a big fan of the game, but I'm personally, me and my friends are not gonna buy the game if it comes out like, if they rush this like out the door and it's just only a few intended features. I don't think it's gonna be good for all parties involved. I mean, if you think about it, in terms of hype, the way I see it is that say take Killing Floor 2 for example. Say it wasn't coming out on early access, you release trailers and you build hype, you do interviews and you do everything under the sun, you hype the game as much as possible. And then when you like release the pre-order availability, when that comes out, everyone's going to be happy and think of the amount of pre-orders it's going to get. As opposed to just rushing the early access out the door, the initial few's going to grab it, and then depending on how good that is, more people are going to get it. But then when the game actually releases, there's not going to be as much hype because people have been able to play it for as long as they want. And I don't see the point in that. For a game like Killing Floor 2 especially, it seems to me that the early access program is a kind of thing that's intended for crowdfunded projects, because that's another big thing at the moment. Where the hell did I get this from? Oh well, you're getting sold. But yeah, it just seems like it's something that would be intended for early access products, and like, someone can very well correct me here, but am I the only person who doesn't think that, like, that Tripwire need the funding? Yeah, everyone needs a bit of extra money and stuff like that, but Killing Floor sold 2.5 million copies on Steam as of now, according to the articles and stuff like that. That's crazy. 2.5 million. Red Orchestra 2 didn't do that bad as well. I wouldn't deem that as a failure. Loads of people still play that. It kind of baffles me that why would you go early access? I mean, no, people are putting down money to beta test your product. I don't agree with that. It's like, yeah, people have early access to your game, but how early is it? I mean, sure, like all my concerns would be completely addressed and I'd shut the hell up if it was just maybe not the Titanfall beta, because that wasn't a beta no matter what anyone says. That was just a glorified stress test. But if it came out like a couple of months before the actual game released and they were just like testing the final few features and looking for feedback on balancing and things like that, then yeah, sure. But if it was early access, like, say for example like DayZ's model of early access, where it may as well just be pre-alpha and buggy as fuck and like terrible yet people still buy it, then, and Tripwire can bollocks, I'm sorry, but, well actually no, I'm not sorry, I'm not slapping down money for a product that is unfinished, and, you know, I just have a lot of concern for it at the minute. Yeah, people can help out with development, but just think about it from my point of view. I'm not going to put down money for an unfinished product, play the hell out of it because I love Killing Floor, and then when the game comes out not be interested anymore because I've already had my fill of the game. And that's a problem for a lot of people as well. I've spoke to a few people about this and they agree with me. It just seems really strange that this would happen. Like, if I didn't know any better, and if I didn't have as much faith as I do in Tripwire, then I would just say it's a blatant money grab, which, when I had first read that part of the article, I was kind of inclined to do. I was just saying, what the hell? They don't need the money. Why are they just trying to like milk us for as much money as possible? But, you know, I think with things like this, you've got to try not to jump the gun as much. I mean, yeah, I have faith in Killing Floor and Tripfire, and I absolutely love the game, but it depends. It really does depend on how early the game comes out on early access. I'm sure it's going to be a great game, and I'm sure they put a lot of effort into it. Like, the gore system seems amazing, and we've only seen screenshots. I can't wait to see some actual gameplay. I mean, the teaser trailer was pretty good as well, but you know, I just hope there's enough there to justify it being a sequel, rather than just whacking it on early access and just say, yeah, we'll get round to it, and then it'll just be on early access forever, and then I don't know. As I said, if it's going to come out and have plenty of content there and be pretty damn finished in terms of pretty damn, well, I wouldn't say finished. If it's a solid product, then I'll shut up. But I think I haven't heard everyone I've spoken to, well, not everyone I've spoken to, but the general consensus on the internet is, oh my god, Killing Floor 2, it's going to be amazing. No one seems to have picked up on the fact that it's early access, and that kind of worries me. I mean, in the terms of just the general industry, like the way that's going at the minute, like, early access is becoming the norm, and look what's happening. I mean, if you ask me, the early access program shouldn't be a thing on Steam. Look how many bad things have come out of it. It's just like an incentive to developers to just make a tech demo and then just grab the money for it. Say, yeah, we've got good ideas, get the money for the ideas, and then just like half-ass it for the rest of the thing. If you think if that thing didn't exist and they wanted to sell it on Steam, they'd have to put a lot more effort into it, and it would end up being a lot more complete game and possibly a lot more fun by the time the game's actually released, like as a complete product. And which kind of is, oh, this guy's saying hello. Which is kind of depressing if you think about it, in terms of the industry.
Where's my bloody benefits check?
Yeah, sure, you can have some money, mate. But I think this is a bit. Yeah, you can have a bit more. I think this is a bit ridiculous in terms of, not in terms of Killing Floor 2, I mean just in terms of the early access in general. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here, you can have the rest of me, Dosh. Oh god, my voice went there.
You're too kind.
Yeah, I think it's kind of worrying.
Yep.
Oh yeah, now you're saying sorry, now you've milked me out of all my money. Are you Tripwire? Whoa! I'm only joking. You know, I'm sure Killing Floor 2 will be great, but the early access just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. When it's like announcement for such a big game that I'm excited for, I didn't expect this kind of thing to just hit me and go, ugh. I think from where it stands at the minute, from my point of view, it's either going to be hit or miss. Which, it's kind of a shame, because I love this game. I really do. I may not have played it for ages, and I may not have nowhere near as much playtime as a lot of other people, but I've had enough playtime to, you know, to say that I'm experienced in the game and I know that I care about it. And it seems a bit daft saying that, you know, I care about a game, but if I'm not the kind of guy who's just gonna blindly follow trends and just say, yeah, early access. Like, screw everything else. Let's just get early access because we get early access to the game. Early access is, while it is early access, I don't think it should have that title. I think that's a bit, not false advertisement, but I think it's a bit, if you ask me, early access is the kind of thing that Counter-Strike Global Offensive did in terms of pre-order the game, you get early access to the beta for a week. That's early access. This is just, it's just access to like a pre-release game. I mean, you got even like pre-alphas coming out on Steam, which is ridiculous. And the worst thing is that a lot of the people are jumping on the bandwagon, and yeah, they may be fun, but they're not complete, and in my eyes, it's bad practice as a developer to just like everything on early access. Although the exception is crowdfunding. I mean, a lot of things like Quickstarter, yeah. A lot of things like Kickstarter, yeah, that can be an exception. But for like big games like Killing Floor 2, if you ask me, they don't need early access. They need a closed beta program if you really want to test its features and, you know, balance it out. At the minute, I don't agree with it. Although I'm open to my mind being changed. Who knows? You know, it could come out on early access and it could be great. But the only way I see in that at the minute is if it's not far at all from the actual release date. My phone's going off. You know, if it's not far at all from that, then it's all good. We're all going to be happy, and we're all going to live happily ever after, and we're going to have the best gore system in the world, and we're going to, you know, kill loads of zombies and be happy. And also, if we don't have these silly voices in Killing Floor 2, then it's going to be 1 out of 10. I'm never going to play it again. Tripwire are the worst developers in the world, and we need these voices back. So yeah. So I think that's pretty much sums up. I'm not going to hop on for too long. So let me know what you think. I want to get a couple of discussions going. I'm really interested to see what other people think about this. Maybe just about Killing Floor 2, maybe just about the industry in general. Just let me know what you think. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.
Oh.